Here we are 5 years into building Start, our third-party risk management solution. And there's a variety of things that we've been doing in order to evolve and to advance the third-party risk management practice as a whole. So number one is that this realization, the data matters. Of course, the data that comes out of Start is probably the most important thing for our clients. And for them to be able to report on risk is just as critical as addressing those risks. So prior to Start, our clients really didn't have the data. Or if they had the data, it was disjointed, it wasn't centralized, they couldn't easily access it or synthesize it. And now we're able to help centralize it, synthesize it, make it so that they can actually report on it and take action. At the same time, we've seen some customers wanting to shift away from formal reporting to just the action plans. Now, this is an interesting evolution that we've seen where previously what people want is they want the report that dictates where things stand, what to worry about, where to address, where to invest time, effort, money, resources. And many clients do still want that. But what's been happening is that the scope of duties for these security teams has been growing, but the headcount hasn't. So what they've been having to do is they've been having to do more with less. And so one of the reactions to that is, well, while the reports are still important, and some clients have big enough teams that they still want the full formal reporting, some just want just the action items. Just what do I do? How do I do it? Where are the risks? How do I go address that? And that's something that we've seen as a really interesting evolution of how to help people do more with less. So whether an organization wants the full reporting or they just want the action items, that's something that we've really been seeing as an interesting evolution. Third, we're venturing into artificial intelligence, but doing it with a targeted approach. So we've seen a lot of companies across industries really start to adopt AI almost for the sake of adopting AI. And that's not really a value judgment. I think that makes sense. Follow where the dollars are, follow where the market hype is going. We've been very hesitant and resistant to start adopting AI until we really could understand the right ways that it could most benefit our users and our customers. And that's where we are now. So really building it into parts of the process that are tedious or are overly manual or are annoying, and finding ways that artificial intelligence can remove those bottlenecks. Because again, we're talking about teams that the scope of their responsibility is growing, but the teams themselves are not. So they're having to do more with less, and AI is one way to do that. And then finally, exploring simplicity. An enterprise class application, enterprise class solution isn't right for everyone. And that's one thing that we've learned over time, although our core user base from starting the solution until today has really been about how do you serve that enterprise customer. We realize that there are many, many more organizations who also have a third-party risk management need, but they aren't quite to the same level of enterprises. And they really just want to focus just on a lighter approach, a more questionnaire-based approach. So we've been building a version of the solution that does exactly that. It's really trimmed down, just focuses on that one particular part of it. Now, everything I just described kind of talks about the feature development, the development of the solution as a whole, but that's not really the point. The point is, how can you advance the practice of managing third-party risk? And it's by adapting and responding and listening to what is happening in the marketplace. And these are the things that are directly impacting our customers. So these are the ways that we're seeing the marketplace evolve, and we're evolving right alongside with it.